Okay, next topic is just in time. This is called JIT. This is actually one of the modern business management techniques. We have several management techniques for modern businesses. We call them TQM, Total Quality Management. Then there is which focuses on quality. You have lean manufacturing, which focuses on reduction of losses. Then we have you call it Kaizen, which is about improvement, continuous improvement. Then you talk about Six Sigma, which is about decrease in the rejection rates. So these all focus on different parts of the business for improvement purposes. Just in time is one of those techniques, JIT, and it focuses on reduction in inventories. We know that so far from all our previous sessions, we understand very well that inventories, keeping more inventories or having inventories always have a cost. So you have more inventories, you have more cost, you have less inventories, you have less cost. But in any case, keeping inventory means you are incurring some cost. So JIT, just in time, the name says just in time, it focuses on the, elimination of inventories. Elimination, I would say, or probably you can say that reduction of inventories to as little as possible level. This technique was first introduced by Toyota Motors, Japan, in late 70s. And the idea behind just in time is that you are not keeping any inventories at all. You only purchase inventories when you have the customer orders. So you are actually producing goods based on the customer orders. The traditional business environment, the traditional businesses, they focused on piling up inventories because in that time they thought that if you produce more, it will be more cost effective because you are doing large scale manufacturing. So you buy raw materials in bulk, you get your bulk discounts, just like we discussed in economic order quantities and bulk discounts. So you purchase a lot of raw materials so that it becomes cheaper for you. And then you produce at a large scale and pile up your warehouses, because when you produce more, your cost goes down. So that is traditional view. Or the modern view, which is just in time, says that, of course, it is, if you buy in bulk, you may get some discounts. And if you produce in more, you may have some lower cost of production. But in modern businesses, we say that inventories, they do have their own cost as well. Especially when you are selling short life products, which probably will become obsolete in a very short time. So you cannot actually pile up inventories. So the idea comes in that how to reduce the inventory to reduce the cost. Now, Toyota Motor was successfully, they actually thought of this idea and they implemented this idea. And I'm telling you a little bit of history to, develop your understanding. And they did it very successfully. And actually, it was possible because at that time, Toyota and all of their suppliers who were supplying them the parts for automotive parts for car manufacturing, they actually were located within a range of 40 kilometers. So as Toyota planned their production, they were requesting the orders for vehicle parts, and the parts do not go to the warehouse, they come to the production floor, they are assembled and they move on. They did it very effectively and efficiently. It's a good system, but it is not possible in all cases. In some businesses, you do need to keep inventories. For example, if you are dealing in a business which is seasonal business, maybe some agricultural products, you have to keep inventories because you cannot just order 12 months of the year. Similarly, if your raw materials or if your ingredients are coming from a far off location, maybe within the same country, but from a distant location, or maybe you are importing raw materials or ingredients or components from some other countries, then JIT will not work because you need to keep inventory so that the work does not stop. JIT will work only if your suppliers are very close to you, and if your suppliers are providing very high quality goods which are not going to be rejected or returned. So you know that the supplier will bring it very quickly. Supplier can bring it in short orders. I'm not telling me give me 1000 units, I'm saying send me 30 units. So if supplier is willing to send 30 units, he's flexible, and they are closely located so they can bring it to you very fast. And those units will be accepted because of the high quality. And you don't have to return them, because if they bring in and it is faulty, you return back. So then your production will stop. So JIT is very fast system. Idea behind is that you think like eliminating the raw material warehouse. Actually, you don't draw. So eliminate raw material warehouse. Imagine one extreme, although it is not possible, but eliminate the raw material warehouse and eliminate the finished good warehouse. So imagine. So this is the idea, which 100% might not be executable. So this is your production floor, and your supplier brings in deliveries, and they bring delivery direct to the production floor. There is no warehouse. And this is your customer. And from the production floor, you directly send goods to the customer. Otherwise, what was happening before that, this was your production floor. Before production floor, this was your raw material warehouse. And after production, you had your finished goods warehouse. So these were costs. So the idea of JIT is that you should either totally remove it, or if you are keeping it, you are keeping it at a very low level. So for a very short period. So you're not having a huge raw material warehouse, and you're not having a huge finished good warehouse. So this is actually the idea behind just in time. Now let's see some facts about it. It says JIT is obtaining inventory at the last possible moment. We don't have any intention of keeping it in our warehouse for 30 days. Okay. Advantages are no holding cost, less, like we are not keeping it in the warehouse, so you are eliminating the holding cost at all. Less chance of obsolescence or damage, because goods will not become obsolete because they don't remain there. And damage and insurance is not needed. Flexible production. Can tailor output to meet the exact needs of customer as the product is made to order. So generally, it is expected that you have your customer orders in list. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to start for this customer. So what will I need tomorrow morning? I order today. Day after tomorrow, next, what I'm going to make on next Monday, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to order it now. So if I will make something on next Monday, I will place order on Friday so that it comes to me on Monday and I move on. So obtaining inventory at the last possible moment requires very good production planning system. So JIT, in order to implement JIT, you cannot implement JIT on your own alone. Okay. Because for JIT, what happens that you purchase raw materials or ingredients from your supplier in short quantities. And not all suppliers are willing to sell at small quantities. Some suppliers say my minimum order quantity is 1000 unit. Minimum order, I'm selling it 1000 units. Some suppliers have these conditions. So in order to be successfully, in order to successfully implement this JIT system, you need to have reliable suppliers who are willing to work with you on flexible terms, can provide you goods in smaller quantities, and can deliver goods which are of high quality where the rejection rate is possibly zero or very little. Only then it will work. So, and it is very fast, by the way. So very good production planning system. So production planning, you should be doing very good, in the sense, when I say that, order when purchase it from supplier when you receive the order. So it does not mean that every morning you are buying it. Actually, you are buying it something in advance, probably, or at least you are placing order in advance, because supplier has a lead time. So you exactly know that what production I'm going to do on which day. You cannot stop production. In traditional business, if production is stopped, no worries, I've got finished goods. So if I'm not producing anything today, but I do have goods in my warehouse, I can still sell them. A customer comes in and I can deliver the goods. I can still be sending my delivery trucks because they are getting goods from the finished good warehouse. My production is not working today, but my work is going on. But in case of JIT, you do not have those piled up stocks in your finished good warehouse. So you need to have a very good production planning system, which means that it works without failures. Suppliers who can respond quickly and flexibly, short physical delivery times, like, physically closely located suppliers. You cannot apply if you are sitting in somewhere in Asia and you are getting your raw materials from North America. You can't have a GIT in that situation, okay? Guaranteed quality is very important because rejections are not possible here. However, there are serious consequences if delivery is disrupted, as there is no inventory to maintain operations. Because in case of GIT, if either the supplier does not deliver the goods, or probably they delivered the goods, but they are not of the required quality and you have to reject them, in that case, production will be stopped, customer orders will be delayed, and it will have consequences. So it's a very good system. Toyota thought about it, they designed it, they derived it, they implemented it very successfully. But the criticism is that Toyota was able to do it because all of Toyota suppliers were within 40 kilometers of range. And not all the companies are so lucky to have all suppliers within 40 kilometers. So, a question to consider: which of the following do you think might be suitable for a JIT approach to inventory management? So, we have to say yes or no. For example, a company, let me pick up a color. A company makes computers to buyers' specifications. All parts are received from suppliers within 1 hour of being ordered. Yes, you can do JIT here. An earth moving equipment manufacturer makes products to buyer specification. Parts come by ship from overseas. You cannot implement GIT. A health department is responsible for giving vaccines for certain epidemics. Making a batch of vaccines take 1 month. GIT is not possible. So a very simple scenario we just discussed. Okay. Okay, that's all. That's all about JIT. It's a short topic here among many other modern management techniques. So this is all about JIT. I don't want to go into more details. This is all what we need for today.